Good morning to you, lovely listeners of GhanaTalks Radio. You are welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show right here on GhanaTalks Radio. It's a beautiful Friday morning, and right here we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news. From business to politics, from sports and entertainment, we got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning, right here on the show. I am your host, Ruth Esinam Fiagbedu. And joining me in the studios this morning is Miss Debbie Adosa and Miss Regina Bless. Good morning, Miss Regina.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good, you.
Miss Debbie, what's the day?
The grace is sufficient.
And then Friday.
And the Friday mini yano. Nangu. Oh, it's a song.
No, don't worry, teach us. Right. Before we dive into the major news items today, it's actually a major news item, yeah. So, nominee Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Bonny has finally been approved by Parliament. So, Bafo-Bonny is our new Chief Justice. Were you expecting the approval, though?
I was expecting it because they would have to vote in Parliament.
Yes,
and looking at the majority, they already own the votes.
Yeah, they have the
I think
numbers.
they had 169 and minority 69%.
69.
I know one more day.
69 votes.
Yeah, and Yokosheba from Kwa, he's the Chief Justice. But one thing I want to say is he needs to make sure that he's fair and free. If he would give a final verdict, it needs to be according to the law. It shouldn't be because of his personal interests. And he needs to be very careful because any least mistake, we would use it against him because he paved the way for us to do so. With what he said in regards to Atayi's issue. And now everyone is calling for the reintroduction of Atayi's case to be looked into again. As a Chief Justice, you're not supposed to say that. But Mahama Nafaneri, the vetting process went through and now they voted him or they've accepted him. There's nothing we can do. But the only thing I'm saying is he needs to make sure he will not be biased.
Is that the only fault you find on him?
That the only fault, no. It has opened way for many faults to come in. And even someone made a statement, said all the cases this Chief Justice has ruled, they need to make sure they check all those cases.
And because if you are doing this to Atai,
exactly,
what's the probability you didn't do it to other people as well?
You see, and they need to check it, and he needs to be disciplined, diligent with his work.
And there's
no difference.
There's no difference.
Yeah.
Right. Mr. B.
And he even needs to come out to apologize.
Because how would the family even feel? Atayi's family, how would they be feeling by now if the Chief Justice says that, if he should give him 30 years, if he comes out, the first target will be his family. So he decided to give him 70 years. By the time he'll be out, he's dead. So what if he's not dead after that? Anyways, Miss Debbie, we have a new Chief Justice.
Yeah, we do.
How do you feel about that, and what's your expectation?
I wasn't too surprised when I saw that yesterday. My expectation is that the Chief Justice should use former CJ Tokono as a case study.
Right.
And then use it to order his steps so he doesn't fall in the same trap. And then he should also leave a lasting legacy. As it stands now, everybody's looking at him. What are you going to do? What new are you bringing on table? We've seen what CJ Tokono has done. We know the hitches that drew her out of office. And as it stands now, you've not started working yet, but there is a lot of bad energy circulating around you. So how do you divert that into good news? That is what we are looking up to. Well, we hope and then we wish him the best as well.
You wish him the best as well. Congratulations to you, Paul Bafo-Bonny, as you've been, appointed as the new Chief Justice of Ghana. Congratulations, and these are the expectations they have laid out. Mr. Debbie says, use Madam Gertrude Tokono's case as a case study, so you make sure that you don't, do what she did. or even something similar to that. Right, let's dive into our news items for this morning. Atoforsen scraps COVID-19 levy, announces major VAT reforms in 2026 budget. Finance Minister Dr. Ato Forson has scrapped the COVID-19 levy and introduced sweeping VAT reforms as part of government's 2026 budget, presented to Parliament on Thursday, November 13th. Delivering the budget under the theme Resetting for Growth, Jobs and Economic Transformation, Dr. Kesela Forson said the reforms are designed to boost household income, ease pressure on businesses, and stimulate economic growth. According to him, the new measures will abolish the COVID-19 levy, remove the decoupling of Get Fund and NHIS levy from the VAT base, and scrap VAT on inspection and mineral prospecting activities. The finance minister also announced that the effective VAT rate will drop from 21.9% to 20%. The VAT registration threshold will rise from 200,000 Ghana cedis to 750,000 Ghana cedis, and the VAT zero rate on locally made textiles will be extended to 2028. Dr. Forson revealed that ending the COVID-19 levy alone will return 3.7 billion Ghana cedis to individuals and businesses, while the broader VAT reforms are expected to provide nearly 6 billion Ghana cedis in relief to households and enterprises. He expressed confidence that the measures will support economic transformation and strengthen the private sector at a time when Ghanaians continue to face a high cost of living. By abolishing the COVID-19 levy, the government is putting money back into the pockets of individuals and businesses, he said, adding that the reforms reflect a commitment to fairness, efficiency, and inclusive recovery. So finally, the COVID-19 levy has been abolished. It has been removed, and proper VAT reforms are being introduced. What I want people to notice, especially this sector, the restaurants, please, the COVID-19 levy is off. Take it away from your receipts, please. If possible, this morning, just edit it or be paid. We don't want to see COVID-19.
You can still add it without
indirectly, right? Since you're already in the court, let's go. What do you make of the reforms and the abolition of the levy?
Okay, so when I saw it yesterday, I was very happy because, as you said, most especially when you go to the restaurants, the supermarkets, the malls, and other stuffs, they have the COVID-19 there. And COVID-19, almost 3 years or 2 years now. But we are still paying for COVID-19
levy.
Now, Matisse Obienya COVID-30. Then COVID-13 they spread it there. Hey, Madam Host. Okay, so that was just by the way. Honestly speaking, the COVID-19 levy now, the government needs to account for it, because in every institution or in every private sector that pays for the COVID-19, even if it's 5%, the government has the share womb. So the share no munya and sikano they should account for it.
Exactly.
So your friend is saying the tax on mobile money they didn't really account for it to us. They were not accountable, they were not transparent. We were just paying it day in and day out. And just imagine about 3.3 million people in Ghana paying for tax on Momo each and every day. Every now and then someone is doing a transaction. So you can imagine the amount of money these people generated out of it. Same goes to COVID-19 also. They need to make sure they come out and account to us what they use the money for. Where is the money? That aside, now to the businesses. Ato Forson has specifically come out to say they've abolished it. Mom yet to say MTN for no more council, almost say just say they go back to stakeholders who said then before they can take it off. They need to make sure that they take it off directly, and they should not be scamming us indirectly in regards to this. Ebi obi hwanom de another VAT ababe to hana another tax ababe to or sasika no munya no, because in a way omunso munya mfaso wo so obi hwanom achichegu aduane ne so omachichegu goods and services na omobe render to us. So aside that, no, as they said, it would ease financial burden on the Ghanaian, sorry, because yabre they be taxes. And when I saw this new budget, they specifically said no new taxes. They will rather be creating more jobs, and I was happy with it.
So there are no new taxes.
There are no new taxes. So with the cancellation or abolishment of the COVID-19 tax, COVID-19 tax, I think is the right thing to do. Yeah.
I'm just wondering what they came into power this year. I was wondering why it took them so long to
abolish
it.
And I think it will be abolished 2026.
Yeah.
To be effective 2026.
So the rest ones, okay. Anyways.
Now no one should go and eat till 2026.
That COVID-19 levy money it's annoying. It's a nuisance tax.
Yes. Exactly.
It's a nuisance tax.
I say you're not seeing the benefit of something. They are telling you to pay,
and you're still paying for it. It's super annoying. Right, Mr. B.
Yes. So the COVID-19 tax is one nuisance tax that everybody was looking up to be abolished. Now, when the COVID-19 levy was brought up, it was to enhance healthcare infrastructure, and it was also to support affected communities hit by those pandemics, and also to create jobs regarding health sector, everything concerning health sector, and to employ more people. That was basically the main reason for bringing the COVID-19 levy. Now, we didn't see that, okay? So they brought out the COVID-19 levy, and not quite long, they brought out the Agenda 111 project. So for me, in my mind, I was thinking that, wow, then it means we have accumulated a lot of money that will be projected into that. Because if you're saying that the COVID-19 levy that we are about to gather will be used in healthcare infrastructure, then it's good, because when you take a critical look of some of the communities we have in Ghana here, we lack quality healthcare services, we lack quality healthcare infrastructure. We don't have it, and even the ones we have, they are not resourced. So if we are bringing out a COVID-19 levy and it's going to help with all that, then it's a good news. What happened? We were paying those levies and we were not seeing it. We didn't see it at all. So everyone was calling for it to be scrapped, because if you bring out a tax, or if you impose a tax on the citizens to pay, it means that tax has a responsibility. That tax has something that it's supposed to do. So if that tax is not doing what it's supposed to do, or it's not working towards its intended purpose, then it becomes nuisance. So you have to scrap it off. But the previous administration didn't listen to that, and we kept on paying COVID-19 levy, right?
Yeah,
we keep on paying COVID-19 levy, and we are not seeing anything. We are basically not seeing anything. So let me take this for instance. There were a time when they said monkeypox was so common in some parts of Accra, or in some parts of Ghana. So imagine this COVID-19 levy we are taking can actually help in sorting these people out. We do not really have a basic form of fund to keep that thing, and that is why anytime we have a communicable disease being spread in other communities or other parts of Ghana, we tend to seek aid from the Western world, and then they help us with some drugs. When Ebola came, we have to seek help or aid from other Western regions to help us, because our strength is not we don't have that kind of strength or that capacity. So for me, the COVID-19 levy being scrapped is good. We cannot be paying a levy and then we are not seeing its positive impact. Then it doesn't make sense. It means we are taking that money, but the question is, where was that money channeled to? into whose pocket is that money as it stands now? We cannot just scrap the levy, but I think there should be more to that. The previous administration took this levy since COVID-19 came around 2020, 2019, 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
And we were taking those levy up till now. So you cannot tell me that those money are being channeled into the ghost world or into the spiritual realm. We are human beings. And so long as you propose a levy, it means we are taking money for that levy. So why is the money? Into whose pocket is that money? What has the money be channeled into doing? Or maybe they've diverted the money into doing something we don't know. That money needs to be taken because we are paying for it. And so for me, the levy being scrapped, it's a good news.
It's a good news.
It is.
So what can you say about the VAT reform? Because the minister announced that effective VAT rate will drop from 21.9% to 20%, and the VAT registration threshold will rise from 200,000 Ghana cedis to 750,000, and the VAT zero rating on locally made textiles will be extended to 2028. How is this going to affect businesses?
Which means it's being reduced, right? Or it's
Yes.
added. It's going to. I feel like it's going to affect businesses positively, because imagine I'm a trader and then I deal with textiles. You know, most of these textiles we sell in the country are not Ghana made. We have those who are textiles that are Ghana made, but 90% are imported.
Right.
So you import this into the country, but you still pay something on it. So we're here when energy minister came to reveal something to us, that sometimes you buy or you import vehicles outside the country, you pay something there, but then when you get into the country, the levies or the taxes, the value added taxes that you pay on those kind of imported goods you buy from other countries are even more. So imagine I'm dealing with vehicles. I import vehicles to sell in the country, and then the value added taxes I'm paying on it is more than the amount I use in importing these vehicles. I wouldn't sit down to run at loss. Never, I won't do that. So I'm also going to add it up. When it's happening like that, it is you, the consumer, who suffer the most, because I want to get my profit and still get my capital that I'll use in purchasing or importing those vehicles. So in a way, it's going to help. If the value added tax is being reduced in a way that favors the trader, then in a way it's going to favor the consumer as well. Because if I used to buy a vehicle, say, at a price of 4,000 or maybe 6,000, and now it has reduced, and the trader, whoever imports those vehicles into the country, feels like, well, I have to decrease it by 10% or slash it by 20%. Come on, consumer, can talk us? So for me, it's good. It's good. I just hope that these traders are going to abide by it. They're not going to tell us the same stories that we've been hearing all over again. That, oh, the old goods we are selling are not done, so you are supposed to finish that. I know. I personally know our people. So for me, it's good.
I thought it's really forcing.
He's forcing. He is.
Right.
Yes.
Moving on. Julius Deborah unveils government's private sector strategy for 24-hour economy. Chief of Staff Julius Deborah has outlined the government's blueprint for partnering with the private sector to advance the 24-hour economy initiative, a key policy aimed at boosting Ghana's export capacity, accelerating industrialization, and creating sustainable jobs. Speaking during a working visit to NutriFoods Ghana Limited, Mr. Deborah revealed that a 24-hour and accelerated export drive bill is currently before Parliament. The proposed legislation, he said, will introduce targeted incentives for investors, particularly those in manufacturing, agro-processing, and other export-driven sectors. Mr. Deborah stressed that the initiative is not a political catchphrase, but a practical economic model designed to support round-the-clock production, enhance competitiveness, and attract long-term capital. He said, I think we have gotten the first part right, because when you have business people, investors coming into your country, and you don't provide the incentives or support they need to operate freely, capital flies. He added that the forthcoming bill would provide the necessary policy backing to stimulate industrial expansion and reassure investors. As part of the 24-hour and accelerated export drive, the bill before Parliament will offer several incentives to investors, especially in manufacturing and agro-processing. This will help them thrive, earn good returns, and position Ghana as the best destination for investment, he noted. Mr. Deborah said the initiative will place Ghana on a faster development trajectory by improving productivity, strengthening value chains, and creating stable employment across multiple shifts. Now, Ms. Regina, I saw you looking at me sideways. I also have to give you a side eye. Right. So what do you make of the introduction of the 24-hour economy, round the clock production in the private sector?
Okay, so I think it's a good thing because as it stands now, we need more jobs for our people,
Yes.
especially our youth. May the soul of those who departed rest in peace, because they were in pursuit of something meaningful to do, and at the end of the day, they died in line of that, and I was really sad. And I think this should be a huge burden to the government, especially. Because the youth are depending on the government. We always say, I think way back, I think I was in school by then, ex-president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo specifically said that it is high time the youth coming up, they learn a trade for themselves, something in Sanwe Juma, because government's payroll no eswayema. He said it, or say eswayema. But in Mebunu now, we are depending solely on the government too. After school, we want the government to provide the jobs for us. And yes, it's their duty to provide jobs for us. Until with this 24-hour economy and the strategy, this is very strategic because it would really help a lot, especially looking at the private sectors. Most of the private sectors, they are well-to-do. They have almost everything compared to the government sector. The government sector, no company be or hana industry be or AC hobby ne afini, it hasn't operationalized. It is still there in crime, mouse, rats, and no moody who see or honor. So with the private sectors, they are very effective when it comes to these things. And with the 24-hour economy, it's a good thing because we will be working round the clock each and every day. And with that, it would even create more jobs for more people. You just imagine, even if it's not 2 shifts, you have 3 shifts, and within that 3 shifts, that particular personnel that is in the first shift, we need that same personnel in the second shift. So you can just imagine the chain runs. If it's accountant, if it's a manager, if it's a supervisor, if they are the normal workers, we will need the same set of people everywhere. So it will create about how many 6,000, 1 million, 3 million jobs for the youth, and they would be okay. And it will also, if investors coming up said this is what we are doing, this is how effective it is yielding result, because no investor would come and invest into something which is not yielding results.
Yes.
If only they see the capabilities and how effective and how it's yielding results, they would invest. Someone, and yet they be investing means money. Someone can have you can't say, like the way this brand influencers do. Maybe he or she is setting up an apartment, then he or she will be calling in brands, home decors. Or if you have mattress, you can bring it, I'll collaborate with you. If you have light, bring it, I'll collaborate. That is what investment means. It doesn't necessarily mean you are investing money. Maybe a sugar factory, it is doing well. More people can come in and bring machines, bring sugar canes for you to generate more sugar from it. So it's a good thing, and I would applaud the government on that. And it shouldn't only be about policies. because Ghana, we are good with good policies, but when it comes to
Implementing
implementing it
them.
and how sustainable it would be, so we beg them.
Right. Miss Debbie, what can you say?
Yeah, so the government cannot do it alone, and that is why it needs to extend its branches, and that has to do with collaborating with private sectors to fulfill his vision or his aim of creating jobs. Now, you realize that one thing this current administration keeps preaching on has to do with industrialization, creating jobs for the youth. You cannot create jobs for the youth alone. You can't do it alone. And that is why we have other countries coming in to invest. And that is why we also have representatives from this country in other countries. So some time ago, there was a representative of Ghana in